Hello everyone and welcome to Old Iron Garage. Thank you for tuning in. Today I will be cleaning and reassembling the Bolens tube frame rototiller attachment that I recently disassembled for repair. Alright, let's dive in. Alright, Dad, you want to go around and handle those two gears? These two have to go in together. Let's see if I can. There we go, like that. The bearing on the other side hits the back side of the teeth on this gear. So you can't pull that one out by itself, and then this one. You gotta go out together and in together. Alright, you want to hand me that sprocket and the bushing?
I'll do good.
Alright. For the bushing, or?
Well, just to put on, just so there's a little bit something there, start it up. On the shaft, it'll make it slide easier.
Yeah.
On the keyway.
I am using a little bit of axle grease for assembly. Make things go together easy, but also so there's no parts start up dry. I am lightly greasing bearings and then like ends of shafts that go into the casing. And these bronze bushings and okay, that's all the further that goes.
No more grease?
No, I got enough here. But will you hand me that blue paper towel? You can go through there, it's fine. Oh, wait a second. Actually, I do need a little bit more grease. I forgot. I want to grease this bushing. I wonder if that... Nope. Just a little bit. There we go. Actually, I'm just going to grease this whole shaft. I will take just a little bit more.
Yeah, you'll need to, so the seal slides on.
Okay, yeah. This side goes in. Just a tiny bit more. Just a little bit. Once this gearbox warms up the first time, the heat will kind of melt the grease and it'll just become part of the gear oil. Yeah, that is the correct way. I'm looking at the witness marks on the shims, or the bushings there, to tell me which way they went. Alright, will you hand me the roller chain? This I'm not going to bother lubing. As soon as I put gear oil in it, half of it's going to be down into oil. So the first revolution it makes, it will be lubed.
Put it on the top.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, roll it.
You gotta get it up here.
just roll that in. I'll feed it. There. Alright, now I need the master link. Come on.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah. I think I have to put it in this other link first, because this end of the chain is much shorter and doesn't have as much flex to it, and then I can get it into this other one. Oops. Just a tiny bit. There we go. No, stop. Go too far and then I won't be able to do it.
Yeah, well.
No. There, I got it. Now this is going to be the fun part, because I tried to fit this up after cleaning the chain and did not have any luck. So this might be interesting to try to get on. It's a very tight fit.
Want me to clean it with a file? A burr or something?
Yeah. Clean the holes real quick, just a little bit. Don't take much off. Hit it with some brake cleaner afterwards to get any of that debris off. I spent a lot of time detail cleaning inside both case pieces. This side of the casing, the other side of the casing, and every little part and piece I detail cleaned. At some point in time there was some water in here. You can see some surface rust and even just a tiny bit of pitting on certain parts, but none of these internal parts were unusable. The only thing that truly needs is everything cleaned up nice. The only thing that truly needed to be replaced was the bearings, races, shims, and the seal for the input shaft, which, since we're in kind of a hurry, Dad already had assembled that before I got here, which is fine.
Put a little oil on those.
Just a little. Don't get it on the gasket surface. So just a little bit. I already have the gasket surface degreased because I'm going to be
That help any?
using some gasket maker on there.
A hammer? Tap it a little bit?
Yeah, maybe. Get clean?
Use this little-
Yeah, get that dinky little one. Not get it to want to go on this other side. There it goes. There. There we go. It was being very stubborn. Now there's these tiny little cotter pins that have to go in. I imagine they're going to be a pain in the butt. They were a bit of a pain to get out, so I can't imagine they'd be any different to put in. Oh, I got it, I got it. sure the end of this punch is clean. Trying to make sure anything that touches anything inside here is clean, and so it doesn't introduce any dirt in here. Now, I did not do a full rebuild in here. All the other bearings and seals were good, and I'm on a tight budget, and also on a tight schedule. So I just replaced what needed replacing, and everything else will stay.
Want me to put grease in these bearings?
Sure. Yeah, I forgot about greasing those ones ahead of time. Yeah, go ahead. So, also I did not have time to source a new gasket for this casing. This gasket right here. This gasket is all intact except for right here. A couple inches stayed on the casing on the other side. Dad, make sure not to get any grease or dirt or anything on that gasket surface. I degreased it so that the gasket maker will seal up nicely. So, what I'm doing is I'm going to seal this up just like you would a differential. I'm going to leave the gasket intact. I imagine that that gasket is a specific thickness, since, you know, the distance between the two casings will affect some of these bearings. So, I brought some gasket maker. Just a moment here. Oh, where's that knife? Thanks. Perfect. So we are going to seal this up with Permatech Ultra Black. There, now you can kind of read it. Gasket maker. I know, it's not the right thing, but I got a garden to till. I am running behind planting my garden. The weather's not been cooperative, and also, well, I had to rush to get the tractor I was going to use ready, and when I finally got it ready, I did my annual inspection on this tiller, and come to find out there was an issue, and that's why we are here now. So, 2 weeks after I wanted to have my garden planted at the latest, and it's still not planted. I'm just putting a light bead on, and I'm going to let it squish out when I put the two together. And I'm just going to let it dry like that. Whatever pokes into the inside of the casing of that gasket maker, it's not going to hurt anything. There's nothing in here that it could hurt. It's not like there is an oil pickup for an oil pump. There's no oil pump in here like there would be in a car engine. So there's really nothing to worry about if a chunk of this on the inside eventually breaks loose. air pocket. Yeah, that was a sizable air pocket. I feel like I just got ripped off. Should have grabbed a different tube of silicone at the store. Sorry, this part's a little tedious. The stuff is pretty thick, so it comes out real slow. My hand's getting tired trying to squeeze it out. Alrighty, I'm just going to go ahead and smear that around a little bit, and then we're going to join the two halves. I just want to smear it around to cover the whole gasket surface. For the best possible seal. I wanted to just come and slap this thing together real quick and not take video because I don't want to be out super late. It's already 8:30 p.m. Normally I like to have showered and eaten dinner and be winding down and getting ready for bed by this time because I work 10-hour days. I don't usually get home until a little after 5 p.m. I didn't get here until right about 6 on the dot, 6 p.m. But I didn't get a video of tearing this down, and so I told myself I'm going to take video of putting it back together. I'm not going to probably not going to put the tines and stuff back on tonight. Like I said, it is getting late. I just mainly want to get the gearbox assembled. Alrighty. Almost. I just want to grab 2 of these bolts. And
Need a hammer to tap it together.
oh, yeah. Is there any? There is 2 alignment pins on that one, isn't there? Yes, there is. Okay. I just remembered that. I'm trying to see where they were going. This hole and this hole. Alright, go ahead and bring it over.
I'll hang on to this end.
Okay. Hold on, let me transfer my hand over here. Let's try to carefully wiggle this on. Hold up. Let me get this one started. Okay.
That one's got a gap.
Well, yeah, it will. You need to let the gasket maker set up just a little bit before you squeeze it all the way together. You know what? Since I'm kind of in a hurry, I might not even do that.
You want oil on the bolts?
It'll still, maybe just a tad. Yeah, put oil on these two, and then go ahead and put a little bit on these two first, because they're in my hands. And then a little bit on all those others. And where is my little blue impact, Dad? I left it here somewhere, right? Do you know where it is? Because I kind of need it with the battery, with the extra battery.
Might be up in my truck or my van.
All right. You want to
I'll go get it.
find it real quick while I start putting these in? Thank you. I'm going to get all these started by hand. I have not detail cleaned the outside. It's not really necessary. It's going to get dirty again. I was just very careful not to introduce any of the dirt on the outside into the inside of the casing or any of the other parts. After it's together and fully sealed up and everything, I probably will give the outside a little scrubbing, a little cleaning. Yeah, I don't believe I'm going to be fully assembling the tines and all in this video. That might come in one last video. But should be, I think, 7/16, 3/8 drive. Shallow or deep is fine. But there is a couple parts that are on the outside of the casing that I am going to discuss with you guys, in case any of you are planning to tear one of these down and rebuild. And at some point in time, I probably will open it back up and finish rebuilding, meaning replace the other bearings that I have not, that I left, as well as the other seals. But for now, it'll do the job just fine. I just noticed something. I doubt you'll be able to see it from there, but I'm a welder for a living. Whoever welded this right here, their weld, half of it is full of porosity, which means it's full of little air holes, which means it has little strength. I notice things like that. I'm constantly looking at welds here and there on different things in different places. That's half inch. I need 7/16.
That's 3/8.
That's half inch. I was like, did that just strip out? This impact is kind of strong for its size, but it's not like it's not a real strong impact. Is it 7/16? Just grab a 7/16.
That's not a 7/16 bolt.
Well, it's smaller than half.
Half.
Well, that half didn't fit.
Well, so it's 8 points.
Oh. Let's see. All right. Anyway, what I was saying is I don't often snap a bolt off or strip one out with this thing, which is kind of nice that it's actually not that strong. I forget the torque rating that this one can apply, but it's just strong enough to do the job oftentimes. All right, you want to get me a 3/8 ratchet? Get off of there. All right, guys. Now, if Dad, you want to go around that way and turn the input shaft, see if you can turn it. As you can see, turn the input shaft and there we go. The shaft that the tines go on spins. Alrighty. Alright, just can you hand me that dust shield? A couple other little parts I want to talk about briefly. This is a little dust shield. These go on the both sides of the output shaft for the tines. These will slide on. I'm not going to right now, but these will slide on, and there's, you know, your oil seal. These will slide on and cover the oil seal to keep dirt away from it, at least as best as possible. But there is a gap between these and the tines. That gap is taken up by, Dad, will you pass me the old part and that piece of hose? Thank you. That gap is taken up by these little rubber collars. First goes on the dust shield, then goes these little rubber collars. But one of my two was half, about a third of the rubber was gone. And this one, you can see, is pretty chewed up on one side. So I told Dad to find a radiator hose that is about the same diameter on the inside. And he did. So if you go to like a Napa Auto Parts, or probably about any auto parts store, if you have one of these that needs replaced, if you got one of these apart, I would just replace both of them unless they're in perfect shape. Take this to your auto parts store, find a radiator hose that is the same inside diameter or slightly smaller so it's a snug fit, and cut it to the width you need and put it on. Alright guys, for the last part of this video I am going to be wiping the shield of the rototiller down with boiled linseed oil. I've already prepared it. I've given it a light scrub with I've degreased it, gave it a light scrub with some with a Scotch-Brite pad, and then washed it with just water and a rag to get any dust from scrubbing it down off of there, and then I blew it dry. It is ready to apply the boiled linseed oil. So let's jump on that. I know what you're thinking. Oh, dust is, when you're tilling, dust is going to stick to it. You're right, if it's not cured. The surface of the boiled linseed oil takes anywhere from 24 hours to 72 hours to cure, and then once the surface is cured, it is dry. The surface is dry, and anything that does kind of stick to it a little bit can be cleaned off with water and a rag, and I've already tested that on my inadvertently tested that, or unplanned anyway. It was an unplanned test on my 1970 Bolens Husky 1253. A little boy decided to climb up on the tractor, and in doing so, he hit the dirty bottom of his shoes, stepped on the fender pan, and it left dirty shoe marks. You can see the dust from the bottom of his shoes. Well, I took a wet rag and wiped it off, let it air dry, and couldn't see a thing. All right. I need a screwdriver. Sorry about that. I thought I had everything I needed, and I was wrong. Got to open the boiled linseed oil. Now, guys, I haven't said this in any earlier videos when using this, but I should have. If you're doing this, you want to use boiled linseed oil, not just regular linseed oil. This dries a lot faster. Oh, probably should give it a shake. There we go. Alrighty, let's get to wiping. First I'm going to, I just smeared it around on top to get some of it off the rag, but I'm going to apply it to the front edge first, and then I'm going to turn this thing around. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get the top, and then I'm going to rotate this thing around a bit. Got to be careful not to get any of this on my truck. Alright, so I'm going to give this a little bit of a turn. Hopefully not knock over that boiled linseed oil. Oop, don't knock it over. Come on. Alright, there we go. Look at the difference this is making, guys. This thing's going to match the tractor nicely. The Bolens Husky 1253 I've been working on so much lately. Trying to get in every little nook and cranny that's visible on the top. This is going to look really sharp on that tractor. Around these hinges and stuff is kind of difficult to get just every little nook and cranny. Ugh. I might just get what's easy to get and then go back off video and get all the little cracks and crevices and whatnot. Need just a little bit more on this rag. Now, let's scoot it this way a little bit. So this is hanging over the edge. This is going to look really nice once it's fully cured. It's going to match the tractor beautifully. Alrighty guys, I think that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to go back and get some tiny little crevices and stuff that I couldn't easily get. But that's basically it. Let's get you in to take a closer look. As soon as I can get these gloves off. Sorry. Try the best I can to not get that stuff on my hands. Ooh. It's a warm day, guys. Let's take a closer look. So here we are. That's it. I'm gonna give it another wipe down. Looks like some areas are heavier and some areas are lighter, but I'm not gonna add any more to it. I'm just gonna give it a wipe down. It just needs to be spread around better. Still got the original decals. They're just not very legible anymore, but they're still there. Yeah, that's it. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have not yet, please hit that subscribe button to see more videos like this in the future. And I will see you in the next one. Alright, bye.